Hey friends, welcome back to the another video. Let's talk about the 5 mistakes that readers make. I mean, while reading the non-fiction book or while reading probably the fiction books, there are so many things that we miss. There are so many mistakes we do, and उसके बारे में हम आज बात करेंगे. So if you are an avid reader or if you are a bookstagrammer or booktuber, then probably that you can resonate with this. इफ़ यू रिजोनेट मतलब आपको इसमें से कोई भी मिस्टेक्स आपने खुद की हो, then make sure you like this video and comment down what do you think about it and how you are able to overcome it, because I am with you because I did all of these mistakes and then I realized okay, अगर ये सारी चीज़ें मैंने की है तो बहुत सारे लोगों ने भी ये सारी गलतियाँ की होगी, and let's make them understand how to overcome it or what are the mistakes they are doing but शायद उन्हें पता भी नहीं होगा. By intentionally or intentionally you are doing these kind of mistakes. So let's get into the topic. The first and the most important mistake that readers make is don't read without reflection. यूजुअली बहुत सारी चीज़ें यानी कि नॉन फिक्शन जिन जिन लोगों को पता है, दे नो दैट दे लव रीडिंग नॉन फिक्शन बुक्स. एक नॉन फिक्शन बुक्स खत्म कर देते हैं, दूसरी नॉन फिक्शन बुक्स लेते हैं, तीसरी लेते हैं. बट व्हाट इज़ द यूज़ ऑफ दैट इफ़ यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू रिफ्लेक्ट ऑन व्हाट इज इट, or if you are not going to reflect on what is in that book, what's the use of reading that? This is my personal favorite, because if you do not reflect on what you are reading, I'm specifically talking about non-fiction book, if you are not going to reflect on what you are reading, then what's the use of reading the non-fiction book? It's a kind of self-help addiction, I will say, or non-fiction addiction, I will say, which is not good for the health. I mean, it's okay to read the books, but उसका यूज़ है क्या अगर आप उसके लाइफ में यूज़ ही नहीं करोगे? So it's really important to reflect on what you are reading. Like मैंने Getting Things Done जब मैंने ये बुक पढ़ी थी, then I started using that book for the first point. I mean, उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें प्रोडक्टिविटी के बारे में, how to increase the productivity, what things you should do to increase productivity, ऐसे बहुत सारी चीज़ें कि जो मैंने उसमें से सीखी थी. When I started using that, when I read that book for the second time, फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैं कॉलेज में पढ़ी थी तो घंटा कुछ समझ में नहीं आया था. आई वॉज जस्ट रीडिंग नॉन फिक्शन वन आफ्टर अनदर, बट इट्स नॉट यूज फॉर यू. So try to understand that, try to reflect on what you are reading. Like there is one concept that I use is, if I'm going to read the book like The Monk Who Sold Ferrari, then I will first read this book and try to reflect it. इसमें से क्या क्या चीज़ें कि जो अपने लाइफ में यूज़ कर सकता हूँ. Then I will pick up the next non-fiction book. So this is how I am able to overcome it. The second mistake, which is a common mistake in the bookstagrammer or booktuber, which says that buying more books and not reading them. There is addiction for a lot of people that okay, I want to buy this book because the cover is really good. I want to buy this book because this book is really hyped. I want to buy this book because ये book बहुत लोग पढ़ रहे हैं and I also wanted to read that book. I want to buy this book because someone celebrity is reading that book, and that's because of the reason we get into the habit of just buying the books but not reading them, and we get a lot of fights about that. But it's not a good thing to do. To be honest, from my perspective, it's literally the bad habit if you have this kind of strain, that if you just buy books and don't read them. बहुत सारी ऐसी बुक्स आपके घर में होगी जो आपने अभी तक पढ़ी नहीं होगी. First try to read them and then try to go and buy books. So otherwise you will get into this habit loop कि यार सिर्फ मुझे books buy करनी है. But what is the use of that if you are just going to buy books and books? So try to understand that. Don't just go and buy books more and more. Try to read them, try to understand them, and try to reflect them. The third common mistake that usually all the readers make is they are waste time on the bad books. Like this is my personal opinion, don't try to waste time on the bad book, because usually मैंने बहुत सारे लोगों के साथ देखा है कि they have the goal, if I have started this book then I have to finish this book. कुछ भी हो जाए ये बुक मैं फिनिश करके ही रहूँगा. बट इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी. यू कैन क्विट द बुक. इट्स रियली इंपॉर्टेंट टू क्विट द बैड बुक्स, बिकॉज अगर आपको वो कुछ अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, इफ़ यू आर नॉट गेटिंग एनीथिंग आउट ऑफ इट, it's really important to quit the book. I have quit so many books in the last, only this year, like in 2021, around 10 to 15 book I just quit because I'm not enjoying that book. Even there are so many review copies I received, then I realized that okay, ये book नहीं है, I have returned that money to the author or the publisher just because I'm not able to read that book. Because when you get into the bad books and you get into the reading serve, that will help you, that will hamper your mental health, physical health, because you are not going to reading the book and you are that kind of person कि जैसे सिर्फ एक book finish करने के बाद ही second book pick up करते हो, then this is a not a good thing. So don't waste your time on the bad books. Try to pick up the good books, and you will pick up the good books only with the experiment. So even if you come across the bad book, try to quit that book. It's not necessary that you have to finish it. The fourth common mistake that readers make is रीडिंग हाइप्ड बुक. सो अगर किसी सेलिब्रिटी ने एक बुक का पोस्ट कर दिया, इफ सेलिब्रिटी इज पोस्टिंग समथिंग रिगार्डिंग दैट बुक, देर आर हाई चांसेस दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु फॉलो दैट पर्सन they are going to buy the book, no doubt. Like there is, I don't want to take the name of the book, there are so many books just because they did marketing well, that's because they got hyped. So you know, if you are on the Bookstagram, then you already know that which book I am talking about. But there are few books that just got hyped just because celebrities started to posting that picture or any big person recommended that book. So if you are that kind of person who are, because I'm not against celebrities or I'm not against those kind of people, but they have read only one or two books, and how they are going to say that read this book because they helped them. So it's better to understand yourself, better to understand that not all hyped books are necessary to be good. It's one of those marketing strategy they use so they can have the more sales, and they can make more profit. And the fifth, and which is my most favorite thing that people do, I mean people don't do actually, not rereading the best books. Like there are so many best books from the past that we should read, and I should highly recommend you to read 2 times, 3 times, just to get 100% of that book. It's not necessary if you are going to, it's not, if you are taking the notes from the book, it's not necessary that you should read them again. You can just read the highlighted points and you can understand the book. But not rereading the highly books is the worst thing to do, because see, there is a book called Influence which I review already posted. Then I read that book 2 times just to understand how the marketing works, what are the updated things. Then the 4-Hour Work Week, which is another favorite book. Then the Almanac of Naval Ravikant, which is another book that I have read 2 times already, and it's definitely a great book. So not rereading the best book, which is another mistake that usually all the readers make. So try to understand. There are books like Think and Grow Rich, then there are books like How to Influence People. There are so many good books like The Power of Habit, then there is The Subconscious Mind. So many books are there. Try to reread them, try to reread and understand them, and try to use those books in your life. So that's how you can become a better reader. I'm thinking to make a course on the art of reading. If you think that I should make it, or I should make a course on which is absolutely free, the art of reading, then put down your comment and let me know what do you think about that. So that's all for the today's video. If you are a person who are mostly into the non-fiction books, then check out this video where I shared why you should read the fiction books, because those are going to help you a lot. And if you are a person who are into the books and already reading the books, and if you don't have idea how to get the free books, then check out this video where you can understand how to get the free books on the Kindle or the paperback, whatever you want. And that's all for the today's video. See you in the next one.